conclusion.
The biggest benefit that Neutral Blood has going for it is the fact that it can just empty out its play points every single turn to maximize damage. I think Savage Wolf goes on to that plan really well. I think Impartial Strix is awesome. I've actually never seen it in a Neutral Blood list, but I kind of like how he's running it here. Maybe Igni's right. It's just, you know, when you curve up, maybe there are just better things to be playing. Maybe you don't want to hurt the fact that Hectors deal damage and those Phantom Cats dealing 4 damage and things like that in the end game.
Boy.
Into drawing into those Savage Wolves.
Oh, God. So it's going to be Shadow versus Rune, and Rune is looking pretty speedy right now.
Oh, and Dragoncraft did not get banned. Neutral Blood got banned after all the talk that we had about it. That is the scariest deck.
We're wrong.
That Maosama
We
did
are
not want to face against.
incorrect. Oh, my God. And you are... The life of Daria, right?
Yep. Another perfect Daria draw here. This is another possible turn for Daria, if Dreamlife wants it.
Yeah. Oh, man. And the other Chimera is one boost late, but it's going to be interesting how Dreamlife plays around that. Probably maybe looking at a turn 5 Daria if he really wants to include that. And I think he might. It'll be tough. Being on the draw means that he doesn't have the opportunity to waste a turn, essentially. So we'll see.
These are the cards you do not want to see when you have a turn 4 Daria and you keep drawing your spell boost followers, especially Ogler.
Yeah.
You're just like, stop. No more.
Yeah, because you really want as early as possible the full board with Darias and Oglers to be able to immediately play.
The best turn I've ever had with Daria is getting the turn 4 Daria with triple Ogler off the top. That is backbreaking and unbeatable, especially in this format. It is possible. Like, basically could have been possible if that Ogler wasn't drawn immediately there. But unfortunate. It happened.
I do think there are benefits to taking the value play here and delaying your Ogler drop, just because you're boosting your Chimeras as well.
Yeah.
Right.
I think against Shadowcraft specifically, I think answering more of their threats is better. Like, these Chimeras are just gold against Shadowcraft. I don't think you want to waste them.
Here it comes. His evolution playing in this order is going to avoid Belmas just taking down Clark.
Yeah, really like the way he distributed the damage that turn.
All right. Well, here it is. Play point 5 for Shadow. He's going to be able to play the Skull Ring and the Soul Squasher to take down the Evolved Ogler. And I think that's a really, really good card to have in hand in this scenario, because if you let that Ogler stand or you have to evolve into it, that's, again, resources you're spending against a board that has not been even Daria'd once yet.
That's right.
That puts you really far behind. This is weird. The hands are getting weird. Okay, you've got the Piercing Rune, so that's good. But that second Daria, that's going to hurt.
Yeah, of course, that's the gamble you take, right? Still not getting any use out of those Chimeras, and it's just like, okay, I saw the second Daria, I definitely don't want to see the third one.
And that's pretty decent.
Yep, got a Blade Mage and a Mysterian Knowledge to both play this turn. Very good.
Now, I think the big thing here in this scenario is there's an evolution turn here on the backswing for Maosama. And depending how this plays out, I mean, if you go for the board trades, which you almost certainly will, there's probably not going to be a lot left for the Mutagenic Bolt to hit.
Right. And that is the unfortunate part about the hand. However, there is a Mysterian Missile and a Magic Missile to get 2 extra damage in. The board is still huge. Odile can kill everything but the Daria.
You can evolve the skeleton into the Daria.
Yep.
And leave the 4/3 up. So he's going to opt to leave the Daria up. And I almost wonder, so that's giving possibly 7 damage up here?
Definitely 7 damage. Not possibly, definitely. I don't think if you're the Daria player,
8,
you ever give this up.
9. That is tough.
Yeah.
That is tough.
Yeah, and then Mutagenic Bolt basically at any time now is just game over. So I think
it's going to be so tough, too, because you have options like Skeleton Prince, which just makes it worse, right?
You're just like, man, I get so much value out of these cards.
And you got the Defeater off the Skull Ring, adding insult to injury.
Daria with perfect draw still feels good, folks.
Yeah, there's no way to run the followers in. This is put the nail in the coffin, so to speak. A Maosama gets taken down by a Daria hand that was just based on speedy boosting.
And then Maosama electing to let Dragoncraft through is going to have to beat it twice. This is why I don't like not being a Dragoncraft here. We voted for Maosama. I voted for Maosama at least.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to be wrong again because this Dragoncraft deck is left alone to fight twice.
We'll see. The question is, do we feel like the neutral blood deck has a more consistent curve in the early game, or do we feel like Dragon has a more consistent curve? Now,
so what I'm considering, right? So if my Havencraft deck has been getting banned all day, and I assume it's going to get banned again, right? I have to play my Forestcraft and my Shadowcraft deck against these things. Do I really want to leave Dragon, or am I okay with playing against Neutral Blood? I think with both of my decks, I would rather play against Neutral Blood. I think I can curve my aggro. I mean, especially because it's play draw dependent. Not like too much, but at least somewhat. Whereas Dragoncraft can just beat you regardless of what happens. Oh. Wait a minute.
Did they flip sides? Oh, are the bans wrong?
Maybe the bans are wrong.
Well, we'll have to check with our admin to see what's going on here. See what's happening, because maybe things are playing out exactly as we
the way we
envisioned.
talked about. Yeah, and just like the shader got moved to the wrong thing.
So sorry about that, guys. There might be some confusion here. Currently, the graphic shows that Dragoncraft is the deck available, but Dreamlife is playing Blood right now. So.
Yep. So, you know what? Maybe I'm going to take it back, and Maosama did ban the Dragoncraft deck that he thought he would.
In any case, still a bad situation for Maosama here, because you're giving this Bloodcraft deck 2 opportunities to kind of draw into a curve that is unbeatable, and the Baphomet does its job perfectly.
That's right. That's the one cool thing, and one thing I noticed in Dreamlife's deck is he's only running 1 Goblin Mage. Generally speaking, in the Neutral Blood decks, you run more copies of that, because like Baphomet plus Goblin Mage in the early game, again, just consistent card draw over time, which I really like, and it really helps press your advantage.
All right, Savage Wolf down. And this is kind of what we talked about. If you get race damage, oh, he's going for board.
I like it. I
going
like
for
this.
Board.
When you can take value trades before Wood of Brambles comes down, I think you just do it. Unfortunately, this Grove that Maosama has access to will clean something up next turn.
All right, and the Beetle Warrior, we talked about that, but didn't quite get the proc on the Storm.
No trade. No fear on the face of Maosama.
Yeah. And what that means is, again, we talked about, you put them close to this Vengeance range, all of a sudden you have to worry about things like the Dark General, right? Oh my god, look at that thing. Oh my god.
Too big.
7/7.
Too big.
Yeah, and taking the trades on board, meaning that... is there anything can evolve to even take this?
Ooh, wins the 50-50.
Yeah, okay, with the Elfsmith.
Yeah, Rain is really good here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can use whatever fairy and that goblin.
Yeah.
To take out the Sharks.
That's a close one. I mean, imagine a scenario where you did not top deck that, right?
Yeah.
You are looking real sad. So, just as another clarification, guys, apologies for that. Dreamlife did have his Dragoncraft deck banned rather than his Neutral Blood, so that's been corrected on screen here. But we are already quite a ways into this game. And here comes the trades. We'll be able to handle the impartial Strix. Now the question is, do you just do that again?
Honestly speaking, Strix is good. Hector is insane. I mean, you know your opponent has 2 cards left in their hand. A Hector is just backbreaking. You clear off almost the entire board.
He has so many options.
So
Double
many
Hector.
options.
More Strix coming at you. He even has Baphomet to start playing in combination with some of these cards to have a very efficient curve.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think I probably would have gone with the Hector just to kind of like close the door, but a Strix does similar things.
Yes.
It can also just close the door on the fact that it is just so massive.
You force your opponent to trade 1-for-1 with your Evolution Orbs when they're on the plate, and you're forcing them to not go face and kind of waste their resources and followers trying to get rid of this Strix.
Absolutely. Now, Sama definitely in the tank here. He's thinking, how am I actually going to win this game?
I think you get rushed from the Fairy Saber.
Yep.
So that's a way, right?
Just the unfortunate thing I'm looking at from the hand of Dreamlife, he's got 2 Hectors in hand right now with card draw. It just seems overwhelming.
Hey, let's play. Hey, let's play.
Okay, interesting line of play here.
Yep. Gonna look to just swing 2 and preserve 1.
Yep. This will give the biggest possible boards left for the Sabres in hand.
And I think that's good. But, oh man, talk about Angel of the Word, right?
Yeah, just good cards all around against this Forestcraft deck, unfortunately. Again,
there's
I
just
still
so
think
many
Hector
options.
I mean, I guess it really doesn't matter, right? Like he can Angel of the Word. Okay.
Oh my God. Okay.
God is one of. Lovely. I guess if we actually think about it, what are the cards that Baphomet actually pulls in the deck? There's the 1 Dark General. There's the 2 Savage Wolves.
Yeah.
There's other Baphomets. It's like a handful.
That's about it.
That's about it. Yeah.
All very useful options.
Yeah.
I mean, the Baphomet is probably the worst option out of all
Sure,
of
but
them.
I mean, still pulling extra cards to play is never anything to snuff at when you're playing an aggro deck.
Interesting.
Wow.
Oh, he chose not to. Could you have run your? Oh, he wanted the face damage. Okay.
Yep. What's the face damage? Gotta have it.
Yeah. And again, I think this is just shutting the doors.
Yeah. I think multiple Hectors is just too much. This is the thing I was talking about. Like Hector is so good right now, especially if you're playing against other mid-range decks. I mean, especially against aggro decks. Hector is amazing. The ward body being able to KO something, you know, without using an evolution orb is super powerful.
Has to use a saber here.
I'm sorry.
Going all damage. I like it. Really hoping to draw something like a Fairy Driver soon here.
And I think he's got 2, 4, 8.
Needs to play
What can he
a
play with
little
that?
defensively here.
Can Hector can avoid the 4 damage on the Fairy Saber for sure.
Mm-hmm.
There's no good way to value trade.
Like, is there a world where he goes face and plays Demonic Storm? I don't think so. That's really risky.
How much damage Storm is there? I mean, I guess you could land a Fairy Driver, right?
Right.
So, yeah, I would avoid that option. So I still think Hector, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Hector, you can trade. I guess if you really wanted to leave something on board, you could even Dark Journal, but I
Well,
don't
actually,
feel
Hector
like...
doesn't have 3 neutrals in hand anymore to
Oh,
actually
that's
work.
right. You're correct.
That's unfortunate.
Hmm.
Maybe Dark General does its best Geno impression this turn and helps trade for the board.
Uh-oh. I think maybe you even just play the Hector for the ward.
Did I save you?
Because you were going to lose those cards anyways, no matter how you cut the cake.
Yep.
Okay.
Playing super defensively here. I like is it still going to get the buff? Not anymore.
Interesting.
Too deep.
Yeah. Oh boy, this could go
That
real
was
good.
Insane
Or
draw.
this could be real upsetting for Maosama.
At least a removal that works beyond evolution orbs.
Oh.
That's okay. I think that's actually better for Maosama because the one that's left only has 1 defense.
Yeah.
A lot easier to deal with over time.
And it's not necessarily, at least in the next few turns, going to change the lethal situation.
Yep.
Oh, interesting. What does that Goblin Mage pull? The Baphomet that'll pull something else?
Yep. Okay, I like this. I like this setup. It's basically saying you have no cards left in your hand. I'm not really afraid of any singular top deck you have. Happy pick. And this can,
is so tense.
yeah, this can also set up. Oh, that's a. I mean, you run out of cards. What better than drawing 3
Yeah,
technically?
I would hold those. Because
I
really
think
the
you have
combo
to.
is what you're looking for at this point.
I think you have to.
What off the top? I mean, Razory Claw, right? You get 3, 5, 6. You need a little more than that. Interesting. Okay.
All right, just going for the board here.
The Hector ward is still so, like, you have 3. You can't even, if you swung everything. Wow, he just hit
Yeah.
the neutrals too.
Yep. In there.
Oh, God. Is it over? 2, 3,
Well,
1
1 damage off.
health left.
And you can play defensively here with the Goblin Mage. You don't need to be aggressive with it.
Oh.
Just saying, I don't give a crap.
I don't know if there's anything off the top. Yeah.
That's not enough.
Yeah.
He's not going to do it.
That's it.
And
That's
neutral
it.
blood crap, man, like these games have been going crazy.
Yeah. I almost, that's tough. Aggro
Maosama
Forest.
throwing his hands up in frustration.
Yeah. And you know, I think for both decks actually, kind of running out of options very, very quickly, I do think a big thing to look for is the efficiency in how the evolution orbs were spent.
Right.
And difference between on the play and on the draw, I think, really made a big difference there.
Made a big difference. Plus, I mean, just cards like Hector, just you get so much value out of these cards that it's just really hard to push. Like an extra 3 damage here, a ward that you have to run all of your followers into there, you know, it's rough.